is a video tutorial on Google Analytics. This is a beginner level tutorial, so if you're an expert then I suggest you probably will know most of what I'm going to talk about today, but this is really for people who are beginning with Google Analytics or who have already begun but are just beginning to feel their way around, if you like. So I'm just going to cover a few of the features of the audience overview screen today. Not going to try and cover everything today, just a few of the main features of this screen, which is where a lot of people will begin to spend their time on analytics. So you can see my cursor, I made it nice and big. Here is the title of the screen, the audience overview screen. And the first thing I'm going to do is to look at the menu which allows you to decide what data is displayed on this screen. I'm going to go to that and click on that drop down arrow there, and you can see currently it's set on visits, but I could choose, for example, bounce rate, or I could choose, for example, number of pages per visit, etc., etc. You've got quite an extensive choice, or you can always decide a more detailed choice by putting in your selection from the search box. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the original default, which is visits. So here are visits displayed, and the second thing is the time period. Here we have the time period set as 1st to the 19th of December 2012. But I could, if I wanted to, let's say that I do want to change the time period that I want to look at, I just click on that arrow there. So let's say I want to do it from the 1st of November to the 19th of December. I will click apply, and there's the data display for that time period. Okay, now something very useful you can do, you can compare two different time periods together, which will enable you to have a good snapshot view, if you like, of how one period compared against another in terms of performance. Particularly useful if you've been doing marketing initiatives in one period but not in another, or different initiatives in one period compared to another, for example. So compare to, and click that box there. Let's have a look at, for example, 1st of August to the 30th of September. I click apply, and you'll see that we have two different graph lines here. The top one, which is the 1st of November to 19th of December, is in blue, and the other one, 1st of August to the 30th of September, in orange, so you can immediately compare one with the other. Another feature that you can use is to decide the time parameter that governs how the data is displayed, and this is set at daily. In other words, you're looking at every blob is a different day. For example, if I hover over that point, that blob, you can see that means the Saturday the 15th of December on the orange one, and on the blue one, and the 14th of September, Friday the 14th of September, on the orange line. And you can move your cursor to whichever point you want to get comparisons between two time periods, two different days in each of the two time periods. You can, of course, change that to the weekly view if you like, but it depends on how long. Usually I will work either on a day or a week display. If you're using date ranges which are in periods of quite a number of months, particularly 6 months to a year, then I would use the month parameter, this one here. If you're using a short number of days, one day or let's say up to a week, then maybe I would use the hourly, and that's particularly useful if you're running an e-commerce operation, for example, and you want to see changes down to an hourly level. Okay, so we have the date parameter, we have the display parameter here in terms of how often the data is displayed, and here we have the drop-down menu which allows you to decide the nature of the metric that you're going to look at. So just scroll down here, and you can see the headline data which is displayed in this section here. Okay, so this is the number of people that have visited the site, and you can see that in the two time periods the visits went down by 4.8% in the second time period as opposed to the first time period, and etc., etc., for these main key headline data sets: unique visitors, page views, pages per visit, average visit duration, bounce rate, and percentage of new visits. And then further on down the screen you've got this data which defaults to language here. You've got demographics, and you can then start to move into more detailed analysis and more detailed data sets if you so wish. Okay, that's what we're going to look at in this particular tutorial. So once you've got the hang of that, then please watch one of my other tutorials which will also deal with this screen and many other screens on analytics, but enable you hopefully to gain a better understanding of how to use this remarkable tool from Google, and one which I constantly impress upon my clients is essential if they want to get the most out of their website. So thanks for looking, and I hope it's been useful. If you wish to contact me to see whether I can be of any help to you, then please follow the contact information at the end of this video. Thank you very much.